ẹni àtijọ́ ṣe dáadáa ni ẹni àtijọ́ ṣe dáadáa ni ṣàlàáfíà ló wà gbogbo nǹkan. Hello everyone. Hi everybody. Hello. Hi everyone. Come on in, say hello. Come on in, say hello. Hello. How is everybody doing? Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa yìí. Ṣé mo gbà? Is that correct? I think so. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa yìí. That's how you say it. Like, hello, bestie that I've never met. Hello, Noah's sanctuary. My bestie that I've never met. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello from Chicago. Thank you for joining. Questions already. Example. Exactly. I'm not going to, notice. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Thank you. I got it from Ross. So I'm the kind of girl that before I buy anything full price, I have to get a Ross and get a TJ Maxx. Now, if they don't have it, or if I don't have Marshalls in the town I live in, but if I'm in the town, they have Marshalls. That's when I go and say, okay, where's still the sale? Because can't remember, my mother is Jebu. So I got a Jebu blood in me. Now there's some things I like splurge on, like like jewelry. I love jewelry. I got that from my mother. But hi, happy Thursday, Miss Giwa. How are you? Yep. Sales calling my name because listen, my dad used to say something. If you're working and all your savings, you can see it around you, then there's something wrong with you. Meaning, if everything you're making, you're spending it on things, and you have material things all over, and there's no savings in your account, and I need deliverance from MFM. So, that's just me, and I'm petite, so there's a lot of things that, for instance, I can shop in the junior section. The only thing, Timole, running junior section, who can guess? I totally guess my free consultation. What is the only article of clothing that I cannot buy from the junior section? Anyone who guesses right, you'll get a free consultation. I'm not even kidding. This adulthood, I'm telling you, Illinois, because I put thank you. I put up a post. You're not following on my Facebook, right? Illinois, you have to follow me on my Facebook, because that's where I really truly express myself. Because I was like, this adulthood is a scam. Like, I tell my kids, enjoy it now. Don't be in a hurry, because growing up, like, I not do that, but all that kind of thing. Like, no, I want to be an adult. Become an adult. You're absolutely right, Esther. I'm serious. If you so if you DM me, if you have any question about immigration, DM me. We'll give you a free consultation for sure. Something groovy. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. Pants, bottoms. I cannot buy bottoms from Facebook. People stress you out. I can't buy bottoms from juniors, because who am I kidding? Charlton was often with my mother's family. Inheritance of Fua is thighs and butt. My mom's probably going to hear when you, oh my, you're real. We sisters. I'm just saying the truth. So, the new of one inheritance. I mean, we got the thighs and the butt. So, I can easily wear an extra small on top or small, but on the bottom, you can't find me in junior section. Auntie. Shesha didn't go the pack saying. Hey, what can I say? People pay money for it, so We got to thank the Ogunde sisters. Like, I'm a Emma, she gone you. I do Pema, I tumbo, Lojitumbo. It's been a long day. I just have to laugh. I've been in seminar and then went to court briefly. I have a jacket that I use. So before you say, auntie, we should look court, and then went to the office, came back and finished some. I'm telling you, the Ogunde sisters, I'm a dupe long one, yo. She, auntie, I dupe. My own was there because I have voice. So one of my fears, Azuki. If you who remembers that what was that comment that magazine back home? That skinny gown on the magazine, that cartoon kind of magazine. What is it called? It was just fun. But anyway, yeah. I cannot say we were funny, drunk. But then when I went for me, because I have voice, I was like, oh, mama, can you be voice? I don't know. I need a lot of it. It came super. But what is the name of that magazine? It was a comic magazine. I can't even remember. Anyway, hi everyone. I digress. This is Attorney Abisola Adebola-Olale, immigration attorney based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. If you've got an immigration case, if it's a case that we handle, we can end to represent immigration clients regardless of the state you live in. Now take a breath. So before I forget, tomorrow is my father, my sweet Baba Samu. Baba, I don't know. I'll put a photo of him up later today, but I look like my dad. Like, if men could have kids, it wouldn't be. Thank you, Illinois. It won't be different. I look like my dad. I've got his chinko eyes and all that. My dad would have been 85 tomorrow, March 31st. He was born March 31st, 1938, but he passed away 7.5 years ago. 7 years and 5 months. 2000. No, 2015. 7 years and 5 months ago. So that was, thank you, Illinois. That was my biggest cheerleader. Like, yeah. So keep me in your prayers, because it's always a hard day for me. Because when I remember that was October 27, 2015. And I had spoken to him, and not that day, but I spoken to him, and he was like, he calls me Abby Mama, what came in now? What was he Boston? I'm like, I'll see you Christmas time. Like, we're in October, it's gonna be Christmas before you know it. I don't think it was a week after that he passed. He slept and just never woke up. So it's still very, very tough thing for me. Because I always, first year was hard because I was like, he was just living regret. Like, he wanted to see me, but I just could not make the time. Even though we can't predict the future, but just that's why for me, that really changed a lot of my thinking and just being appreciative of people around me. And I just had to put boundaries up with some people. Zero tolerance for negativity. And if you want to, pursue love, do it right now. And tomorrow is not promise to anyone. Don't hold grudges. Let it go. You don't have to deal with people. Just let it go, so your conscience is free. And because Jesus can come back tomorrow, who knows what can ever happen tomorrow? Thank you, Miss Esther. Anyway, once again, if you are on Instagram, Miss Eleanor has put in on Instagram for us 334-341-4475. olalayalawfirm.com. You can also send a text to that same number, 334-341-4475. Thank you. You visit our website. Our website is very, very easy to navigate. That's just my way of life. Just make things everything. Website shouldn't be like you're solving algebra. No. Get there and see what you want. We're also on WhatsApp, the same number. We only take messages on WhatsApp. We don't take calls on WhatsApp. It's just strictly for messages, and that makes our life a lot easier and streamlines our system. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, subscribe to YouTube channel, all platforms at Olale Immigration. So thank you. Let's talk immigration. What's been going on in the immigration world? I'll make it pretty fast. I'll make it as fast as I possibly can, Let's start with because I had Lydia put up the post immediately. I was in the seminar. Yo, I was falling asleep in the seminar. It wasn't boring. I was just tired. I have the attention span of a 2-year-old. So I cannot. The only time you find me sitting for hours without getting up is either when I'm doing immigration consultations or I'm working on an immigration case. Like I can literally sit down and just be engrossed in it, and then look at me like, oh shoot, it's yeah. Other than that, don't have I just can't sit still. But anyway, so she put up the post about the new service center. But it'll be firewood, I'm telling you, and I can't sit still. She put up the new USCIS service center. So let's start by talking about the new service center that USCIS is opening up. Basically, it's called, let me go back there so I can give you that accurate information. Okay, so USCIS has opened up Heart Service Center. It's going to be virtual, but I think they're going to have it like an in-person and virtual hybrid kind of situation for now. So it's Heart Service Center, Humanitarian Adjustment, Removing Conditions, and Travel Document Service Center, Heart. So a Humanitarian Adjustment, Removing Conditions, and Travel Documents. That's the and that's abbreviated as Heart. This is basically because there's been, unless you've been living under a rock, there's been a lot of backlog with USCIS processing. It's like, rapture would happen before they even adjudicate some of these cases. Based on that, and particularly because humanitarian applicants are deemed to be waiting for so long in getting interview dates and getting petitions being processed, so they have started this new service center. The initial focus of the service center is going to be VAWA cases and I-730, meaning you've become an asylee and you're filing for your family members' derivative beneficiaries. If you're filing an I-601 unlawful presence waiver, that will add eventually, just like the name states, they're going to add, I-751 as well as adjustment, as well as applications for advanced parole. But the initial focus right now is for humanitarian cases. I'm just excited about the VAWA part because we know how long VAWA takes. VAWA takes forever, like it takes years. So if they can now start, diverting some of those cases rather than, because even when, think about it, if you notice that if you file VAWA recently, your VAWA case number starts with LIN rather than the usual EAC, right? Because they've been diverting the applications to the Nebraska Service Center. They issued the receipt notices, and then you get yet another notice saying that your case is now being transferred to the Service Center having jurisdiction over it. So from Nebraska Service Center, they transfer it back to the Vermont Service Center. It's like people make up your mind. It's very, very confusing. So now they are going to, so we don't have as much information yet to actually know whether or not they're taking cases from current cases from the current VAWA cases from Vermont Service Center, or it's just a case where you're now going to be filing new VAWA cases in this service center so that Vermont is not overloaded. So that is what is going on as far as the service. That's the point of the service center, why they have it on. Amazing news. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that allows cases to be processed faster, and we'll just wait and see. So that's that on that. Now, there is also a new filing location for certain, let me pull that up so we can talk about that real quick. Okay. If you are filing certain applications, petitions, such as I-130, I-485, I-765, there is a change to the lockbox location in Arizona. So rather than Phoenix, it is now, I don't know if this is the correct pronunciation, but I want to say it's Temp, Arizona. I think the E is silent. Correct me, somebody, if you know better than that. But they are changing. Now, this only applies to people using FedEx, UPS, courier services to mail in those applications. If you are still sending to the, using the regular USPS PO box, then the filing location will stay at Phoenix, Arizona. This only is applicable if you are going to be mailing your petitions and or applications using the courier services such as FedEx, such as UPS. Then you have to make sure the easiest way to know where to file your application or your petition is every single time before you file. It doesn't take you 1 minute. Go get on your phone, get on the browser, put in the name of the form. The form comes up in USCIS. There's a section at the bottom that says where to file. It would always have the correct address for you to send your application and or petition to. That saves you a lot of headache, so you're not sending to the wrong place and then risking them rejecting it, sending it back to you, because that's not going to save you time. So that's that on new filing location. Now let's talk about a special immigrant juvenile in-person filing. So special immigrant juvenile, that is a way that children who have been declared dependent, just like the training I did this morning, that's where you start from. You start in the state court, asking the court to declare a child dependent either to both parents or to one parent. Based on that dependency order, then you would the SIJ petitioner, any child under the age of 21, unmarried, is able to now go and file the petition for themselves based on the state court saying they have declared you dependent, and it's not in your best interest as someone who is eligible for the special immigrant juvenile status for you to leave the country. And so you use that as a basis, in addition, basis for you to file the I-360 self-petition. Now, because there are a lot of kids who risk, or state courts may take a while, whatever the case may be, or weather issues, cold freeze, USCIS has now decided that if an SIJ applicant, SIJ petitioner, is within 2 weeks of turning 21, because once you turn 21, that's it. If that petitioner is within 2 weeks of turning the age of 21, then they are going to be able to make an appointment to go and have an in-person filing and file their application so that they don't run out of time. That is amazing. That makes life a lot easier for a lot of parents who worry about time, because anything can happen when it comes to delivery issues and all that. So that is good on that. Now, another thing is, and I know I'm rushing, I just want to get to all the updates real quick. Response due date flexibility. So there is now, let me take this out. Let me start with this first of all. The end of IRFE NOID due date extension. Now, it's been a wonderful ride since 2020, when USCIS extended the time frame to respond to your IRFE as well as NOID. As of a week ago, if you had received an IRFE or NOID, and it was dated between March 2020 and March 23rd, 2023, you had additional 60 days to respond to that IRFE or NOID. However, beginning March 24, 2023, that's the end. They did not extend this. So we're back to the regular 30 days / 33 days, or in the case of an IRFE, the exact date that is listed in your IRFE. USCIS must receive your response based on the date that is specified in your IRFE. Note that the additional 60 days has completely ended. There is no extension right now. However, if your notice date was anywhere up until March 23rd, 2023, you still have the additional days to respond. It only would affect anyone whose decision letter, IRFE, notice of intent to revoke, whatever the case may be, is anywhere after March 24th or after. Those are the ones who no longer would have the benefit of the additional 60 days. Okay, and having said that, let me go back to the response due date flexibility. What is this? How does it differ from what I just said? The difference is based on the new policy. USCIS has now decided that, let me pull it up. Hold on 1 second, people. Where is it? Okay, here we go. So they're updating the policy to address situations where the last day to respond to an RFE or NOID falls on a Saturday, a Sunday, or federal holiday. If you happen to have, the last date for your to receive your response to your RFE is, say, let's see, April 1st. USCIS will allow you, and being that it's a Saturday, USCIS will accept your response as being timely filed as long as it is received as of April 3rd, which will be the next business day to respond. So even though it was due on Saturday, because it's a Saturday, if it falls on a Sunday, if it falls on a federal holiday, they will still accept your response or your petition whenever up until the next business day after the due date. So that is a big difference from the extension itself, the extension of being able to respond. The only extension right now, the only flexibility I should say right now, is the fact that if your due date falls on a Saturday or a Sunday or a federal holiday, they will still accept your response as timely filed as long as they get it the next business day. And that's all she wrote. See? Real fast this evening. Okay. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. And that is regarding when you file paper applications, because obviously if you're doing anything online, it's going to be electronically submitted. Okay, so I think, let me just make sure there's nothing else I was going to say. Okay, that's about it. All righty. See, that was fast. So those are the updates we have right now. There is nothing about amnesty or immigration reform, because we're just going to let these people in Washington figure this out and let them keep watching us immigrants take over the world. Don't you look, Presley? It's just a matter of time. But anyway, all right, people, let's take questions. Let me start here. Ojumida. Before I start to, here we go. Let's start from here. Okay. Let me see this first of all. Let's see. Okay. All righty. So, hello, Miss Martha. How are you? Hello, Farouk. How are you? Hello, Miss Dogway. I haven't seen you in forever. Thank you, Miss Gibson. TJ is doing wonderful. TJ. It's probably not going to come. My baby is doing wonderful. Shoes. No. Titi Lola, no, it's not shoes, it's pants. I cannot. Calais from Houston. I was actually going to head to Houston tomorrow. I may still head to Houston tomorrow. T, because I can wake up tomorrow and when I'm going to Houston. Nothing. Hey, baby, were you sleeping? Miss Deborah was asking for you on live. You want to say hello? Look at my baby. He's tired. And there he goes. That's the baby of our family. It's TJ's world and we just live in it. That's my baby. Gotta love the kid. Hello, Miss Pamela. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Gibson. He didn't just pass recently. That was 7.5. Well, it's still, I accept that. But his birthday is tomorrow. So, yeah. Can I-485 qualify for this category? What category? Can someone divorce his legal wife? I haven't seen anyone use that phrase, legal wife. Was she illegal? Was the wife anyway, after separation and filing vow and receive vow received from USCIS? I can't tell you whether or not to go ahead to divorce, But there's nothing that says you have to be married while your VA case is pending. After VA approval, how long for green card? USCIS.gov/processing times. Yeah. Yeah. He's already gone, Miss Gibson. Hello, Mr. Oluwadari. How are you? That's my baby. That kid drives me insane, but what can you do? He makes life. He's a spice to our family. Like y'all don't even understand. Yeah, TJ's our yeah. That's our TJ right there. Okay, so I think that's all I have on Facebook for now. Let's go to TikTok. Then I'll come to Instagram. Okay. Well, yes. Where is your dad from? My dad was so my dad was half Yoruba and half Delta. Yeah. So I think that makes me quarter Delta. I don't know. What do I know? My dad, my paternal grandfather, so my dad's dad, was 100% Yoruba man, Delta State. No mixture with Yoruba, no, just 100% Yoruba man. His name was my last name, my maiden name would have been Wade Odaji. Am I right? But thank God my dad decided to change it. But then again, even if that was that would have been my name. So my grandfather was Samuel Wade Odaji. And then when he passed, my dad cut off the last name and used his father's first name as his last name. And so that's why my maiden name is Samuel. But my dad was both a Yoruba man and Yoruba member because his mother was from Ondo State. So I don't really know if I would say he was from Delta State because he really embraced, or his dad passed away when he was 19. And so for most of his life, he was with his mother. And so he was more, he associated more as a Yoruba man. So yeah. So that's why my Yoruba skills, language skills, are very, very funny. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Can I fly from US mainland to Hawaii if I'm out of status? I always say anything that's going to risk you going through border or CBP, just don't do it if you don't have the proper identification. Why my I-130 processing went up 6 months to 10 months suddenly? They may have changed the service because they can transfer from one service center to another. That may have happened, or based on the last month, they've seen that they're not keeping up, and there's increase in backlogs, and so they will extend how long it's taking, the average time it's taking for them. Jamisha, so you're small top and big bottom. Kind of. Kind of, but that's because this is a jumpsuit. I think I have a photo up, but I don't know. I didn't take photos today. This is a jumpsuit. So for me, I can't wear a jumpsuit one piece that doesn't stretch because it's not gonna go over my butt. Now I don't have like a big butt, but for my size. But anyway, yes. So I cannot wear Junior's pants. Not gonna happen. But small top. I got my prima facie. What is the next step? Waiting. Okay. Alrighty, let's see. You asked this Esther question on Tuesday, so it's still the same answer. It hasn't changed since Tuesday. I got great memories of my dad. I was a daddy's girl. Listen, I was a girl who, if those who went to FDGC 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, because I went to FDGC 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 for secondary school, I was in boarding school, but I didn't really feel like I was in boarding school because my grandmother had a house and my dad had his own house also in 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. So my dad came to 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 every single weekend. And even though visiting day was like, Shema, visiting the back in boarding school was like first Saturday of each month, once a month. My dad wasn't having any of that. My dad came to see me every single weekend. And he got my he got to know the matron of my school, and now. So based on that, and he would come or even if it was during the week, and they wanted to tell me, this awesome, well, the matron needs you. I already knows my dad. Already knows my dad. So yeah, my dad will come to Accra every weekend from Lagos. Even when I started university, like, don't judge, but my dad used to drive me to school, and he'll come get me at the end of the semester. I was a daddy's girl. Like, don't even try it. Through and through, not even going, no shame in my game. Yeah. Let's see. Can I file for citizenship after 10 years approval from abusive wife divorce? If you're divorced, but you got your if you got your 751 approved based on the specific section that addresses extreme cruelty, then you still will become eligible to apply for your citizenship after 3 years, regardless whether you're still married to that abusive spouse. So that's the question. The question you need to ask yourself is, what does your approval notice say? Does it specifically state that you're granted a waiver under that section? And that usually when it's abuse-based, it will specifically quote that section. If it doesn't, then most likely you were already divorced at that point. Most likely it was granted under the divorce exemption. We're both Olale. Are we family? I can tell you no, and here's why. Olale is not my birth name. Olale is my former married name. Why do I still have a married name? Because that's my legal name in the United States, and the Ijẹ̀bú girl in me is not gonna pay to change everything in my name, because my New York license, because I'm licensed in the state of New York, I'm supposed to pay like 700 something just to freaking change the name. I'm not doing it. So what I did was, in my divorce, I specifically requested for the judge to allow me to keep my professional name as Abisola Olale, but revert back to my maiden name as Abisola Samuel for anything personal, non-professional. So Olale, you probably are related. If you're related, it would be to my ex-husband's family, not to me, because that's them. NBC approved my case for months now. How long does it normally take for interview? It's taking forever. I cannot give you an estimate because it depends on each embassy, and it depends on the category. If your preference category, if your immediate relative, all of that goes into play. Let's see. Did you already speak on K1 visas? I'll do K1 visas the next time. That's a good. You know what? I've done it before sometime last year, but we can revisit that maybe on Tuesday. How long does the combo card take? I applied last week. It's not going to come this week if you applied last week. Do you handle cases in immigration court? I do. And talking of immigration court, so there's this lady who is so dear to my heart. I literally, I think about an hour before I came on, I found I put in. I love to do prosecutorial discretion packages. I just love it. So it was a long shot, but we put it together, and we had requested this prosecutorial discretion from the ICE attorney, DHS attorney, I think since last year. So her hearing would have been coming up in May, and I was like, you know what? I don't think that. Then I just listen. I'm the kind of person, if I don't hear back from them in 30 days, I'm going to shoot them another email like, hey, people, until they tell me, hey, Auntie, stop emailing us. Okay. But anyway, as God will have it, the DHS attorney themselves filed a motion to dismiss. I mean, That is what this is why I do what I do. Because y'all don't understand it. I can't tell say much about her situation, but I know what that means for her and her children. So, but I don't do every kind of. So I do basic asylum or refer to immigration court, but anything beyond that, like appeals to BIA, I don't. I needed some assistance with a K1 visa. Uh, Choice here, you can call my office and schedule a consultation. We have three options: 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, $130, 200, and 230. And what I do is, if you retain my services within 30 days from the no, not 30 days, within 15 days from the consultation, we usually credit that towards the attorney fees. So, and my number is 334-341-4475. Does an expired passport have an effect when you go in for marriage-based green card? Generally, no. If my daughter can't come on the hotel program, what can I file for? What do you mean the hotel program? Sissy lawyer carry me enter UK. I'm not in UK. So I can't help you. I don't want to miss anyone's question. Hold on 1 second. Unless those I have answered before. Gonna hold this hand. Okay. I've been documentary qualified. How long for an appointment? I have a kids we're still waiting a year for them to schedule an interview. It's ridiculous. Without a request to expedite, they denied it. It's ridiculous. Osmara, thank you. My daughter got approved from December 2022 and haven't received a green card. What should I do? Contact USCIS that you never received it. Lisa, your husband is Yoruba. Okay. That's good to know. You're my people. What happens if your spouse is incarcerated? What happens to what? How I joined U.S. job as a nurse with H-1B visa. H-1B has to be filed by an employer. So much trouble to change your name. That's why I have. It's a lot for me. You have no idea. Like passport, my Nigerian passport, my U.S. passport, my licenses, my degrees, my identification, social security card. No, I ain't doing it. I'm not doing it. Just when thinking of, nope, I'm gonna leave them. Not doing it. Doesn't hurt anybody. And then I still share the same last name with my kids. So, can a person who entered the U.S. with an F1 visa get asylum? You can file for asylum. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Let me go on Instagram. Okay. Natively _ trained. That's a unique username. Hello. Can you file online then mail medical envelope? Can you file what online? A lot of things you can file online, but what are you specifically talking about? Let's see. Able people call it. That's interesting. I can't see. Maxim. 𝒂𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒂𝒏𝒕. Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Gila. Okay, let's see. Yes, Illinois Sanctuary has put it on there, olalayalawfirm.com. Go there and book your consultation. I love doing consultations. I always have a good time talking, and I always, because I talk for a living, so I end up digressing a lot. It's like, yeah. Thank you. I'm sure he's super proud of you. Okay, you ain't gonna make me cry. We ain't gonna do that tonight. The funny thing is, I don't think I've told y'all before, but um, my dad was the only person who knew that I was going to be opening up my law firm. And so, yeah, he was the only one who knew that I was going to be open. Because when I opened my law firm, I was still married, but even my ex-husband living under the same roof did not know. I'm crazy like that. What did you say? How long does it take to get receipts after sending file? Let me put things in perspective. So I filed last week in January. The ones we filed, we just got the receipt notices today. They're sitting on my floor here. So if you're waiting on your receipt notice, if you're my client. Yeah. So about 6 to 8 weeks. But hopefully with this new service center, things go faster. We'll just see. What do I do if I'm threatened with divorce after 2 years green card? Schedule a consultation with a lawyer. If the person is in the process of removal and he marries a U.S. citizen, can he apply for the petition and apply for a green card while waiting for the acceptance of his petition? I have no clue what you're asking, because what petition are you waiting to be accepted? And then you want to get a green card. I'm going to rephrase that question. If you're asking if you're able to get to marry, and based on that marriage, your spouse files a petition for you, can you get your green card through that route? One of the things you have to know is there is generally a prohibition from marrying when you are in removal proceedings, unless you request a bona fide exemption. So you have to include that affidavit request with your petition. And once that is approved, you can actually, based on the approval of the I-130, seek to have your case terminated from immigration court. So I hope that answers what you're asking. Let's see. Illinois, I'm graduating. Ask your questions now. If your friend has a question, let them join, because I'm already your friend. I'm asking her for a friend. But then the people always forget when you say I'm asking for a friend. They say, "So what should I do?" If it's for a friend, what is your own? We think concern would overload. What should you do? But hey, listen, it is friend. That's okay. That's asking for a friend. That's okay. TJ's beginning to get camera shy. Oh no. TJ shy. TJ. TJ shy. You not met shy. TJ. Is it true the COVID extension has ended? Yes. Now, it has. However, if your case, if the decision or notice or whatever in your case qualified for that COVID extension, and the date that it was sent to you, the date of the notice is still not after March 23rd, then you still will qualify for the 60-day extension. Anything March 24th and after, it's back to the regular 30, 33 days, whatever the case may be. Overstayed. I have EAD but pending. I-485. Cannot apply for college admission here to pay out of pocket. Will I be committing a crime if I do? You can go to college. No, there's no crime in going to get education. Can you do anything with U.S. Embassy in Nigeria? We have been waiting for a date for 7 months. No, what the same thing you would do is what I probably would do, which is ask them to expedite, which for the most part they deny 85% of the time. My husband is back in Africa. My daughter overstayed. She's 17. Can I file SIJ for her? Will it affect my husband going to the embassy for his visa? I can't tell you whether or not it would affect him, but the first place you want to start is to, I don't usually do SIJ cases if you're not in my state. And that's because it involves, the first leg is getting that dependency order. And that's, you have to deal with state court. Sometimes I deal with, if I have, like if it's in a state where I know the person that I have a working relationship with. But I would say, the court has to find that the other parent has neglected or abandoned the child to rise to the level of dependency. And you're not the one who's going to file for her. She's going to file for herself because that's the self petition. But I would say speak to your lawyer. This explains your naturally Yoruba and Delta. yeah. I hear your shade. Sorry, Rail. Is it true that USCIS wants to give automatic green card for people that have spent more than 7 years? That was part. So someone sent me something, and that was the proposal for them to change the registry requirements. However, it's nothing new. That's not something that's recent. That was like what, a year or 2 years ago. So that was going to be the proposal, but Republicans shut it down. So there's nothing like that I'm aware of now. Is it safe for my 15-year-old daughter to apply for visitor visa from Nigeria because I filed for her since 2018, but it's taking forever? It's not a case of is it safe. The question is, will she be granted? So, I mean, there's the presumption that she has immigrant intent because you've already filed, but I can tell you for her not to go ahead and apply. You never know. Because when I came to the U.S. 2002 on a visitor visa, my family, now granted back then they weren't this crazy now, but my mom, my dad, my younger siblings, because they won the DV lottery, and I was over the age of 21, so they already had their interview. They already had their package. Then they gave packages like this big envelope. So my point is, they knew that they had information about my family in the system that they were going to immigrate. And it was about the same time that I went to apply for a visitor visa. And as God would have it, I was granted, which was really shocking. I listened to Manigo so long. You must be just miss me with that nonsense. Because when God decides that this is your path, there's no immigration officer that wants to stop it. So I said that to say this. It's I can't say for her not to go try just because you have an immigrant visa pending, but be aware that that's possible, that they may bring that up because it's going to be the same name in the system and they may deny based on that. Rabio Jr. 17, you got your 10-year green card. That is amazing. That's amazing. Congratulations. That is, how do you feel? You must be so, everybody's saying congratulations. That is amazing. All right, and I wish you the very best in what lies ahead. Okay, let's see. I have an interview coming up for my filing for over 2 years now. What's your advice? I can't advise in the case that doesn't represent you in. Okay, I already answered that college admission. Let's see. If you married someone in the military and you filed a vow because he committed bigamy and you don't want any part of it, well, USCIS break the confidentiality rule because he's in USCIS cannot use information from your case to prosecute someone else unless they do something that violates, um, any kind of rules or law. So they cannot break confidentiality because it's in the military. Now, whether or not it's something they will have to bring up with military, I can't tell you that, but um, generally they will not. The same friend is behind the screen. I tell you, he's still a friend. Exactly, friend. Hello, Mr. Shakur. How are you? Let's see. Rabira has just answered you, Grace baby. So, but I can't give you advice on the case I don't represent you on because that's very specific. Can an I-765 work authorization based on the sale be expedited? As I lost my card and the renewal has been submitted, but it is taking forever. You can't expedite anything. I can imagine how happy you are. I mean, listen. I never had to deal with conditional residency card because I got my green card through employment. My ex-husband is a physician, so we did it. Well, we got it through national interest waiver for physicians. But I remember when I got my green card. I can never forget. Went to the mail. It actually came earlier than it was supposed to, and for like weeks, it was like, "I'll be sure money in that." But obviously we use a lawyer too. That I called the lawyer. He goes, no, it's just it was just super. I mean, it was just God. But I know that feeling. I sure do know that feeling for sure. Okay. Miss Abena and Miss Illinois, they cracked me up. I'm telling you. Can my two children in Nigeria apply for visa even though I have their names listed under my vow petition? Anybody can apply for anything. It's not like they cannot. The question really is, will they get it? That's a question, and that's a question I cannot answer because visa to visa is very discretionary. So they can try and they may get it. I have a lady who has a pending I-130, and her mom brought her 4 children from Jamaica, and their whole year here now, and now they filed with 4 kids. So you never know. Can an asylum in removal proceedings travel on vacation to U.S. Virgin? Generally, if you're removed proceedings, you cannot travel because you don't want to risk be saying that you've self-deported. Thank you, Mr. Rabi. I'm super happy for you. You should go celebrate. Just sometimes you just even too tired to even, because you especially when the journey has been you've been on the journey for a while. But anyway, okay, let me. Lord have mercy. Okay, let me see. T, is that you? Come here, baby. All right. I sent RFP for Val almost 300 days ago, but I just got notice of receipt, but still haven't heard nothing from them. If your VA is still under 3 years, then you're probably not going to hear anything from them for a while. How long do you have to live with your spouse before you file for VA? There is no time frame to live with your spouse. And also keep in mind that shared residency, even before you get married. Hey, T. You good? You think if you drink, you're not jumping up and down when you're drinking stuff, so you don't aspirate stuff into your nose.
I don't do that.
You don't do that. My kid is 12. Can you hear how deep his voice is? Just keep it, I'm telling you, make you just have white hair and heart attack. My daughter is 21 and she has a brother of 8 years. Can her brother accompany her with her mother when she filed for her mother? There's no immediate. So I'm assuming your daughter, Ajani, I'm assuming your daughter is a citizen. That's the only way she can file for her mother. But immediate relatives do not have derivative beneficiaries. So her brother cannot be a beneficiary from the mother's petition. Removal notice removed in December. USCIS notified same December for continuation of I-130 application. Up to now, 3 months after, nothing is heard, not even an acknowledgement that the notice has been received. It's USCIS. Why? It's USCIS. Listen, there's nothing they do that surprises me. Now that they will start transferring cases to the other office, can we expect an advance now on valid cases from 2021 and maybe getting news soon? That's what we're hoping. I'm hoping that's what happens. But there's nothing concrete. So the more information we get, or I get, I'll share with you guys. You already know. What is the waiting time for family petition? My brother filed for me since 2014, but haven't heard anything yet. They're working on cases that were received back in 2007 for siblings. So you still have quite a bit of time to wait. That's just the reality. Can I expedite my EAD if I haven't got a receipt for it? How are you going to expedite it if you don't have the receipt yet? Now, you can call USCIS and ask them to check your case or give you an update based on your alien number, but you would generally need to have the receipt number. Okay. All right, people. Can I file for citizenship after 10 years approval from my view? I already answered that question. I already answered the question, which was in the short answer is yes. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you as always for joining. I appreciate you all. It's always fun, right? I hope you guys have fun, not just answering immigration questions, but just having fun, sharing stories with one another. So I am so happy, very, very happy for SSN and Irish of medical and proof of marriage after filing for VAWA and asking them to hold my pending in advance without causing me serious stress. My spouse will not respond. I would say send another, respond to the RFE, obviously, and send another request for them to hold and with a copy of your VAWA. Now, if you did not request for them to hold your case in abeyance within the 30-day period that you filed the VAWA case, then that may be the reason why they're not hitting your request. Thank you, Illinois Sanctuary. Don't forget to schedule your consultation. olalayalawfirm.com, 334-341-4475. Thank you, everybody. I sincerely appreciate you guys' support. I don't take it for granted. I can't do this without you. That is just the truth of the matter. Just looking forward to being able to share. And sometimes just knowing that we're going to have a good conversation. Illinois Sanctuary, you need to be live the next time. Seriously, you need to come on live. Let's even do, Q&A where you moderate and all that. Thank you, Ms. Abena. So let's do that. And I sure will enjoy the beautiful memories of my dad. I got lovely memories of my dad. Yeah. Now, my dad was a playboy, though. God rest his soul. Hey, he was an irritable man. No offense, my Delta brothers, but y'all know what you do. Let's call it spade a spade. Y'all know what y'all do. Hello, Leak Finger. Leak Finger is on. She's on. See how excited I got? So that's the source of the meat pie and sausage roll and stewed turkey and stewed pomo, and as I'm telling you, Miss Eleanor has to come on. And stewed pomo and stewed fish. What is that order? And I got my ex-husband ordering from her now, and I told my kids better bring me back some meat pie when you get to your dad's next time, because Y'all, if you're the meat pie that I ordered that was delivered to my house on Saturday, today's Thursday. I'm on 𝒑𝒂𝒔𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Well, I sent her, I told her, like, you see, it's gone. Like, boys eat, like, lick fingers on, she is on, she is on. Oh, that's why. Okay, we're going to do maybe Saturday morning sometime, or shoot me a DM. Send me a DM. We're going to make it work. You got to come on live. But if you haven't ordered from Lick Finger, I'm not even kidding you. This is shameless vlog. Like, this is not, this is just because I truly love her food. And the packaging for me, y'all don't understand that. See, you can give me the best tasting food, but if you put it like on what's it called, a trash can lid, I don't care how good it is. I ain't gonna eat it. But you may not even have tasty food, but if you package it where you put it in a pot of gold, it's gonna draw people's attention. That's her packaging. And then the thank you note. See, I'm not bougie, but I like things like that. Those things that make life easy, you know. So anyway, that's. But what I was saying, I really, her presentation is fire. It is. I'm telling you, because I've ordered from someone before, and I stopped ordering from that person because it was. I don't like. My brain doesn't absorb mess easy. I get flustered, and I don't like to be that way. And so for me, it was a lot of hassle trying to clean. I just like, collecting. But for her, it's everything is sealed, vacuum sealed. You just cut it open and put it in a bowl. You're done. And it's like, I'll be damned. Where's this person be? And then I don't have, because I used to make meat pie and sausage rolls for my kids, and I haven't made it in over a year. And they've been asking and asking and asking. Like, I just don't have the time. I cook every weekend. We don't do fast food, so. But to my section, no, that's pushing it. And so when I saw, I was like, I'll be damned, the answer to my prayers. And so it doesn't last in my house. Next week I'm ordering more because that's just what it is. I think she can. Lick Finger, if you're still on, they're asking for the part for the Instagram part. I'm telling you. I'm thinking so this is the plan. One of these days, because I have a direct flight to Houston from my town here. Just want get on the airport is like 5 minutes from my home, or 10 minutes. Get on the plane in Houston. I think that we may do like a meet and greet in Houston on immigration, and I probably would call her to cater like meat pie and all of that for us. Yes, Miss Abena, don't expect Ghana jollof rice. We ain't doing that kind of thing. But anyway, everyone, thank you for always joining. Thank you for always supporting. I truly do appreciate it. And I'm just always truly and genuinely happy for other immigrants. I feel what you feel. There's some things that people can tell you that y'all started again, that they understand what you're going through. No. You can empathize with someone, but to sympathize with them, you must understand, you must have walked in their shoes. But this immigration work, I have been there, done that, everything. So for me, it's not just a job. It's a passion. It's life. Just to know that, people are celebrating and being able to make a difference, and immigrants are taking over the world. Just keep watching us. That's all I gotta say. And I truly believe that God has started a good work in all of us. He's able to complete it. There's nothing that he starts that he will not finish. If he has brought you this far, then he must get you to the finish line. The finish line for everyone is different. It looks different. It is going to take different time frames because our seasons are different. Just wait on your season and let God just be God. Let him be God and just watch. Let him watch what he's about to do in your life. And I truly believe and know and agree in faith with all of us that all our stories will end in praise. Thanks, everybody. I will see you guys on Tuesday.